International Studies in Washington. For a bit of a Cuban comment, of course, I turned to the newspaper.
Particularly bothersome and troublesome. They weren't petty to me. They were serious things, but again, given...
Here's my 3D printer simulator. So we begin processing by hitting the reset button. And we have two things going on. We have the TFT displaying as it's printing the base now. Then one of the walls, another wall, another wall, and now the top with the slot in it. Note that when this runs, the yellow LED flashes when the extruder is putting down a layer of plastic, and also that the motor is running when the extruder is moving. That's about it for that. Thank you. This is the model that I'm using to print the box with, and basically column A and B are the z-axis, C and D are the x-axis, and E and F are the y-axis. So basically what it shows is on row 1, from level 1 to level 1, from x1 to 5, y1 to 5, print a solid layer. The next one is going to be the box sides, and you're going from level 2 to 4, x from 1 to 5, y from 1 to 1. That basically draws one side of the box. Then on row 3, the same thing, but it does the opposite side. Row 4 does another side, and row 5 does another side. And then finally 6, 7, 8, and 9 do the top of the box with the slot in it. Again, the model is based on rather than individual small individual extruder printing, is printing up small solid blocks, which is a simplification of the act of printing a 3D model. And the model prints in a square of 1 to 5 units. In the next slide, I will discuss the actual program that implements this model. Thank you. This section describes the program that implements the 3D printer simulation. And the program is composed of a few parts. The first part is the initialization. The next part is the setting up the SD card driver, reading in the model file from the SD card, opening the serial port, and then actually reading the model file in and parsing the individual dimensions, which are separated by commas. The final part is actually the implementation of the model to print the different layers of the box. And basically, there are 3 dimensions, X, Y, and Z, and the loop starts in the Z-axis. It goes from the bottom to the top of the box. And then there's the X and Y axis, which start in one corner and make their way to the opposite corner. Now, if the particular XY coordinate is in the model, then the code runs, which actually prints the block at that location. And this does a few things. One is that it flashes the LED to show that the extruder was printing. Secondly, it fills a rectangle on the TFT display so that you can see where the extruder was printing. And then finally, it turns the motor on as it goes across the y-axis. Now the actual circuit board is composed of a Arduino Uno. Actually, it's a red board from SparkFun, which is a clone of the Arduino Uno. And then there's the TFT display by Adafruit, which is a ST7735. And then there's an LED with a 220 ohm resistor, which is attached to pin 13. The motor is attached to pin 3, and it actually is connected through a circuit that includes a transistor, a diode, a resistor, and a DC motor. So basically, everything works together to implement the printing on the display and operating the motor and LED. Thank you.